Hello everyone, and welcome to a Commander's Arena deck tech video. In this one, we are exploring a new deck I've been brewing for a little while, for Etali the Primal Conqueror. And I know what you're saying, you're looking at the deck list and you don't really see an Etali in the command zone. Well, I have a great reasoning for that. The deck that I'm designing for around Etali is a polymorph deck, and in order to get that and Displacer Kitten out of our deck and combo off and cast all of the spells. So what commanders will we be running for this deck? Well, I've come across a little bit of a dilemma when choosing which commander or commanders to use, and I was stuck in between two. So I'm going to test them out a little bit more, but right now I'm leaning towards using Rogrok, Son of Roga, and Thrasios. But my backup commander, and the one that I'm most excited for really, is Riku of the Two Reflections. I really like Rogok and Thrasios because you can turn all your free interaction on, like Deflecting Swat and Fierce Guardianship, super early. And you can also get two creatures out there relatively quick as well too, which the deck really wants. But the reason I like Riku a bit more is because, one, it's not Thrasios and Rogok, which can be hated on quite quickly, and it allows us to copy our instants and sorceries for a blue and a red extra. So it can turn our regular single polymorph effect into a 2x polymorph effect to get both of our creatures out. So I'm going to test it a little bit more and just see what we come up with. Alright, the first place we're going to take a look is the creatures of the deck. And shocker, there's only two creatures. Displacer Kitten and Etali Primal Conqueror. These are the two combo pieces of the deck. The combo is you get Etali and Displacer Kitten out with a polymorph effect, or just by old-fashioned casting them both. And then we trigger Etali to cast 4 different spells, one from each person. You will hit a non-creature spell in your deck, so you will always get an Etali Displacer Kitten blink. And then you blink Etali and repeat until you've cast everybody's spells everywhere. And there's other ways in the deck that we win with Aetherflux Reservoir or Ral and a couple other things, but we'll get looking at those later. Alrighty, next up is the Planeswalkers. We're playing 4 in this deck of Chandra, Hope's Beacon, Luca, Coppercoat Outcast, Ral, Storm Conduit, and Saheeli, Sublime Artificer. Chandra is really the only test one in here, and I'm testing her just because she has that static copy ability. Luca is a single polymorph effect, with the potential to be a double one if we actually hit Displacer Kitten first and then have some sort of free spell to play. You blink the Luca, poly another token, then you get Etali, and then you can go off. He's really just there for backup for the polymorphs. Ral can also be a win con when we cast Etali, because he deals 1 damage to a target each time we cast an instant or sorcery or copy one. He also acts as a double polymorph with his -2, copying our next instant or sorcery. And Saheeli provides tokens and possible ramp later on in the game, which is pretty good. Alrighty, after that is some sorceries of the deck. So here are the main ways that we're going to be making the 2+ tokens for the deck, for all the poly effects. First up, for the token producers, we have Devastating Summons, Dragon Fodder, Krenko's Command, and Ral's Reinforcements. Then we have the poly effects with only 1 target, with Polymorph, Transmogrify, and Reality Scramble. Reality Scramble can be a double polymorph if you have 8 mana and a land in your hand, but this doesn't come up super often. It's just there if we can do it, because of its retraceability. Indomitable Creativity and Mass Polymorph are our mass polymorph effects to get both of our dudes out. And then we have some utility cards of Gamble, Jessica's Will, Vandal Blast, Solve the Equation, Windfall, and Echo of Eons. Echo of Eons is a great card to hit off of the Etali chain in order to keep casting everything forever. You just cast Echo of Eons, everybody shuffles all their stuff back, and you just continue to cast stuff until you hit another Echo. So it's pretty great. Next up, we have the instants and sorceries in here. We also have some token generators in this slot in Arachnogenesis, Verdant Command, and Artifact Mutation. We also have a couple instant speed polymorph cards of Chaos Mutation and Reweave. These are the single target ones. And Divergent Transformation and Synthetic Destiny for the mass polymorph effects. And then we have about 15 utility spells of Abrade, Autumn's Veil, Chain of Vapor, Cyclonic Rift, Deflecting Swat, Fierce Guardianship, Force of Negation, Force of Will, Mana Drain, Lightning Bolt, Mystical Tutor, Nature's Claim, Noxious Revival, Veil of Summer, and Galvanic Iteration. Then we have a couple alternate win con cards of Brain Freeze for the Brain Freeze, LED, and Breach lines. Dramatic Reversal for the reversal, and Isochron Scepter lines with Thrasios to just draw our deck until we get stuff that we need. Next up, we have the artifacts, and we'll start off with all the rocks of the deck in Arcane Signet, Chrome Mox, Felwar Stone, LED, Lotus Petal, Mana Crypt, Mana Vault, Mox Amber, Mox Opal, Soul Ring, and Talismans of Creativity and Curiosity. Now, you really don't need a lot of these rocks. It just smooths stuff out a little bit. Like, LED is not needed if you don't have one. Just don't play the LED, and Breach lines, you can just play anything else in this slot, to be honest. Then we have our Win Con artifacts, or Win More artifacts, I guess, with Isochron Scepter, Proteus Staff, and Aetherflux Reservoir, and Lithoform Engine. Aetherflux is for when we cast all the spells with Etali and just start popping off. We gain life for each spell that we cast, and then you can just shoot down the table with the Aetherflux. Proteus Staff and Lithoform Engine, both of these can get your creatures, can get your second creature. Proteus Staff is the kind of one where if you hit the Displacer Kitten, you get to flicker the staff, and if you have 3 more mana, you can get the next one. That's really, really not going to happen a lot. So Proteus Staff might honestly be getting cut sometime soon, but we'll see. Lithoform Engine, on the other hand, can either copy Polymorph spell or anything else for that matter, and it just kind of sits there and is some good stuff. And then Isochron Scepter is for the Dramatic Reversal lines. Last but not least, in the artifacts spot, we have Retrofritter Foundry and Imposter Mech. Both of these can make a poly target, and sometimes Imposter Mech can just steal something that's really good. And last up before lands is the enchantments, and nothing too surprising here for a Teamer deck. We have Mystic Remora, Rhystic Study, Sylvan Library, and Underworld Breach. And last up we are on 31 lands of the deck. So there's nothing super special in our lands category, save the ones that make us tokens or our man lands. Like Den of the Bugbear, which is a man land and also makes us a token, Kalani Garden, Sokuzun, Crucible of Defiance, and Urza Saga. So all of these will make you a token at some point. Just backups for that. There are some other lands that make us tokens, but they, like the dwarf one, requires us to have 3 mountains, which we don't have often. The other man lands are Lair of the Hydra, Fairy Conclave, Gitu Encampment, and Treetop Village. These last 3 are the worst of the bunch because they come into play tapped, and they all turn into a creature for 1 and the color that they represent, which isn't too bad if you just really need that second target for Polymorph. I'm also going to probably end up putting a Mutavault in here. This is just what I have brewing so far, though. So what did y'all think of the deck? Make sure to let me know in the comments down below. Make sure to include anything that you would add to the deck or that you would keep out. Make sure to give us a thumbs up if you like what you're seeing. And if you'd like to support us at no extra cost to yourself, go ahead and head on over to the affiliate link in the description down below to Ink Gaming if you're looking for some amazing gaming supplies or custom playmats. And as always, thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see you back in the arena real soon.